Hey y'all, this is your warning. Explicit content, probably swearing. I always screw this up, but it's a good time. No little ones, please, because I cannot be held accountable for the things that are going to come out of my mouth, or my husband's.
From day one, you fought for your life, and you blew everyone away.
Hi, I'm Jesse.
And I'm Alisha.
And we are changing the chances.
And we are back for another fun-filled week of stuff.
Of stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what I was going to say there.
Sounded like it.
Yeah, you know me. I'm just winging it.
Yeah,
story of my life. That's what I do around here.
pretty much.
Yeah. You know, my mom didn't... Did the mics pick that up? Oh my goodness.
I don't know who
That was... We might have to do a quick pause because Piper's over here just ripping it.
Oh, that was Piper. I thought it was you.
No,
It was Piper.
That was Piper.
See how happy she is? Yeah. Was it funny?
Well, she thought it was hilarious. We all thought it was funny.
Are we back? Okay.
We're back.
So, today we thought we'd just talk about kind of like daily living with Piper.
Yeah. We've kind of touched base over all of the episodes.
I mean, if you're
many
listening, obviously,
episodes.
yes, we've like talked about things because, you know, life, that's what it is. How you going to edit that one out? So funny. He's so mad right now. He couldn't hold it. Oh, and we have our excitement back today.
Yeah, so much excitement
I
today.
know, but I love it. And I'm sure our listeners love it because they have told me how much they love it.
I have had listeners tell me the same thing.
Yeah. So it's awesome.
They get very excited hearing Piper in the background.
Yeah. So, I mean, just as most people, daily living changes.
Daily.
Daily, but also like periodically because of just where we're at in life. Like right now, Piper is not actually attending school, which I'm pretty sure we've mentioned.
Days are different when she attends school.
Of course. And right now she's not. We took her out after she got really sick back in January because it was safer for her health to not be there, unfortunately. So we're doing a thing called Home and Hospital, I believe it's called. So they actually still send out a teacher 2 days a week to come be with Piper and help her with things because, you know, she still needs...
She's still a kid. She still needs to have, you know...
some kind of learning.
Some kind of educational, value.
And I can get in trouble as a parent. So, you know, that plays a factor. I know. It does.
I think she enjoys it also.
The teacher, yes.
The other interaction with other people.
Oh, yes. No, she hates being home with me all the time. It's... See, she thinks it's hilarious because it's true. She hates it so much. So for us, like during the week, because I'm home with her during the week while Jesse goes to work, and he, you know, we switch off. I go to work on the weekends, and he
stay home and hang out with Piper on the weekends.
Yeah. So it's going to look a little different as we talk about how things differ because we're different parents, and that's how it is.
Though we try to be on the same page for like the big things.
Well, yeah. Well, of course.
But
just like any household.
Well, yeah, it's
parents are different.
Mom's different than dad. It's just
Mom is the hammer in this household, and Dad's the softie.
Yep.
When it comes to Piper.
Yep.
When it comes to Piper, let me specify. This only applies to Piper.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I try to start our day at 7. Piper recently thinks 4:30 is an appropriate time to be awake to start her day. I don't play that game because I am not a morning person and I am not getting up at 4:30. So I make her stay in bed.
I think it's hilarious. I hear you some nights, mornings, whatever you want to call it, when you go in there and you're like, I'm not doing this.
All right. That is exactly what I say.
I am not doing this. It is too early. I am no.
Yep. You're staying in here with or without me. You will be fine. Go back to sleep or lay here. I don't care, but we're not getting out of bed. And that sounds incredibly mean. It
No,
sounds incredibly mean.
I mean, she's still a child. And honestly, if she was a typical child waking up at 4:30,
You tell her to go back to it.
exactly. You
You
would be like, no, we're not playing this.
Also true.
No.
Also
And,
true.
you know, just because
But the thing is,
Piper's not a typical child doesn't mean that she cannot. I mean, and it may sound horrible, like how you put it, but no, you still need to be stern with her. She still needs to understand that there are still rules.
yeah, and she does great. Like, she'll never learn something she learns better when something is repeated
Oh,
and it's
big time.
constant.
Well, because she needs that cause and effect, and she needs
She
it over a
does.
duration.
So if I don't do it, then she will get up at 4:30, and that will be her new normal.
Nobody wants that.
And she's not going to bed earlier. Let me just tell you this. She's not going to bed earlier.
Oh, no. She's like 10 o'clock, and then she's getting up at 4:30.
Yes, it's not. Promise I'm not a terrible, mean human being. And we have a monitor. I can see her. She's fine. She just feels the need to be awake. She can be awake in her bed and look at her lights and hang out.
What
until
I
come
think's
get her.
funny is the nights like when her eyes are still closed, and I feel like she's having a bad dream or something because she's like whining, almost crying in her sleep,
Yeah.
and it's like, are you having nightmares? Or
I think it's that, or she's just uncomfortable. Because, in your sleep, you toss and turn all the time, and you don't even think about it. You just adjust and move, and
yeah, in your sleep,
and she struggles with that. It's not,
yeah,
she has to avidly think about it. So if she's asleep and uncomfortable, she's not just going to flip over in her sleep and keep sleeping. So I normally have to go in there, rotate her,
yeah,
and it helps sometimes. Not all the time,
yeah.
because I don't actually know what's happening. So yeah, we usually start day at 7. Because I am not a morning person, I
I feel like 7's a good time.
I cannot hit the ground running, okay?
No,
This
no,
is
you can't.
not my strong suit. So I have taught Piper. Yes, I have, people. This is what I taught her. Piper gets fed through a G-tube, so we just get her in her seat. We put on a Disney movie first thing in the morning while she gets, like, her breakfast. So that's about...
She really enjoys her morning Disney because, like, and depending on which one we choose...
It's also become routine, though.
Yeah.
Because I cannot hit the ground running at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's not my forte.
It used to be easier for me. As I've gotten older, it's gotten a little rougher.
Oh, it is so hard. And I'm better. Like, I get up with her, I get her going, and I have my own routine where I get things done while she's watching a movie. But in no way, shape, or form am I going 100 miles an hour. I am leisurely wandering while doing these things before I sit down and have my coffee before her movie's over. So,
I mean, and usually if she's having a good day and she's doing chill, and before I go to work and stuff, like I'll go and sit with her in the morning and while she's watching her morning Disney movie and say goodbye to her and stuff.
I think been like really nice that we get that time in the morning now.
Instead of me having to be at work at, 5, 6 in the morning.
So, maybe it's only 20 minutes, but it is 20 minutes. You get to sit with her and we get to see you actually before you leave for work.
Yeah.
So that's been really nice.
It is nice.
I like it. It's a good way to start the day. So again, every day kind of changes, but it's kind of all the same. She does
We have really good, I would call them guidelines.
Yes. For
Not so
things
much-
that need to happen.
They're guidelines. They're
Yes.
loosely based guidelines.
Yes. So every day currently she does have either a teacher coming to the house or a therapist coming to the house because she has physical therapy, speech therapy, vision therapy, occupational therapy, and a teacher. This is how we do things currently. Sounds like a lot. So we pretty much see somebody every day.
Except the weekends.
Which she loves, mostly, depending on how much work they make her do. Because...
some days she's okay with it. Other days she's like, I don't want to do this shit.
yeah, that's the thing.
But just like anybody else,
Mm-hmm.
You've got your good days and your bad days. And there's days where I do not want to go to work and deal with that shit.
I think that's like most people.
But yeah, I mean,
So yeah.
for her, it's like, ugh, I'm really not feeling like all this therapy today.
Well, it depends because some therapy is way more fun and some therapy is really physical, like labor for her.
Well, it's like anytime I do any kind of quote unquote therapy with her, I try to make it a game. I try to,
Yes, you are definitely way more easy breezy about it.
When I'm stretching out her legs or her thighs, doing the butterfly, and like her hips when I'm rolling her hips and stuff. And I try to make a game out of it because she's been working all week long.
Yeah. I think that's also what's contributed to like light, fluffy dad, because like, no, I don't mean that in a mean way.
I'm like, wow, thanks.
Don't you want to be known as light, fluffy dad?
I guess.
Do you want to be known as a hard ass?
Well, only on certain things am I a hard ass. I mean,
again,
even when it comes to Piper, she gets whatever she wants.
I know she does.
True.
That's what I'm saying, light, fluffy dad. But again, that comes to like our roles. I'm with her all week long. If I'm not the person who's making her do the hard work, then nobody really is, because you're not here because you're busy doing your role. And that's actually like at a job that like pays you money so we can live. So, that's just how
and
it
I know,
is.
and I know it's got to be hard on you. And I tell people you've got the hard job, honestly, being home with Piper.
I do, because I only get paid in love.
Yep.
And that's only when she feels like acting like she loves me. I know she loves me all the time. See? She's laughing. She knows exactly what I'm saying. Some days she could give two shits about me, and I'm like, so this is one of those days, got it?
Oh, yeah.
I have to live off the love from yesterday.
Even on the weekends, that she's got those days where it's just like, poo on you. I don't...
Literally, sometimes.
Yeah. Yep. She's like, the only laughter you'll get from me today is because I just shit everywhere and I know you have to clean it up. Like,
so terrible and so funny.
But yeah, there are days where she doesn't want to play.
Yeah.
Like she's like, just leave me alone.
Yeah,
which
she's human.
Okay, that's cool. Whatever. Maybe you're just kind of burned out from the week. Like, yeah, I get it. You know, if it's as much work for her to do what she needs to do with her therapists and teachers and stuff as it is for me to go to work and make money. Like, you know what I mean? Because my it's not the hardest job in the world, but it is a little laborious, and I enjoy it. Yeah. But I can compare it to that, to where it's like, okay, well, I know you're just trying to play, but I want to do this. Like, just leave me alone, old man. I do not
have the physical capacity to do this right now.
Whatever. If she just wants to hang out and be my cuddle buddy and watch TV with me for a few hours, I'm game. I'm not going to complain. Not even a little bit.
So my role, obviously, first and foremost, is to love her unconditionally, which I do every day. But I do have to constantly be working with her. So whether that is she has to stand in her stander because it's good for her hips, or if we're practicing standing from a sitting position, or just sitting because we're working on core muscles or communication and really making her work on trying to tell me what she wants or picking between things. And they have to happen every day. These things have to happen every day because, again, she only learns if it's repetitive and constant. And we want her to learn some skills because I want her to be able to do some things by herself.
Well, yeah, right. And ultimately that's the goal, because, at some point our lights are going to be snuffed out and we're not going to be here. And I would like her to be able to communicate with others, other members of our family, other members of society, like, be able to let people know if she doesn't feel good, if she's hungry, if she's hot or cold.
For her to make her life easier.
Oh, 100%.
So she feels like she has a saying, or has a
voice.
A voice, and just maybe some independence. Because, everybody wants
some kind of independence.
Yeah, and she does. I can see it. You can see she does. But it's hard work getting there.
It is, especially when she wants to, like, you can see when she's trying so hard, she'll roll over and she is trying to get her arm out and she's trying to get her leg out and she's just trying super hard. And she's getting pissed and mad because it's not happening. And you can see her just doing her little Hulk thing. And
she looks like you.
Shoving her face into the floor and hulking out. And it's just like, oh my God, what are you doing?
She's like, I'm angry because my body's not listening.
And you can see the frustration because she wants to do that. And her body is just fighting her every inch of the way.
Yeah. So, and it's also important. I am doing all these things, trying to help her. Because obviously I just want to make her life easier for her. Trust me, if it makes my life easier in the long run, great. But I'm way more worried about what's going to make her life easier for her. But I have to remember that she's still only 8 also.
Yes.
And she needs to have fun, and she needs to play, and she needs to have lazy days. And trust me, we have lazy days. That's not really a problem around here. She has me as a mom.
And she has me as a dad. Honestly, it's like if we're
sometimes
being honest,
we just need to have a lazy day.
If we're just being honest, it's like, I'm so glad that you're open to having a lazy day today, kiddo, because I just don't have it in me.
Just don't have it in me. So, if we're doing something that's considered just fun.
Well, like today, you guys went out while I was getting some work done on my tattoo. It seemed like you guys had fun going out with your mom and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's also a weekend, though.
Yeah.
It's also a weekend. This is fun time.
Yeah.
This is fun time. But yes, fun things that we do that aren't so require so much of her is like going outside and swinging, going for a walk. She does love when I read to her. Loves to go for a ride in the car.
Yeah, you guys came for a ride. Was it last week?
I have no idea.
Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, you guys went for a ride, and I had left my earbuds at home, and you brought them to me at work, and everybody kind of got to see Piper. She made a nice grand entrance and was super excited. And
it's always a grand entrance when she shows up.
It's true. But yeah, everybody was excited to see her and meet her, and she's got some fans out at work. So yeah,
he does work at the same place as my mom. So a lot of these people already know who Piper is.
Yeah.
Now she just has her own personal cheerleader at work.
Yep.
Which is you. Which is great. I'm good with that. So there's also, talking about therapies and doing all of that stuff, working with her constantly. We also she basically has braces for almost her entire body at this point.
Because she's got them for her arms, she's got them for her hands and wrists, she's got them for her legs
and for her feet. She does not wear them all at the same time, and she does not wear them all day. They are all for different purposes.
She would look like the kid from A Christmas Story.
When he's wrapped up in all this stuff.
Yeah, when I can't bend my arms.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's what she would be like if we put her in.
Oh my gosh.
I know this sounds horrible, but I feel like we should just do it and get a picture just to see.
Oh my gosh. Well, when we officially get her new braces for her feet and her leg braces, we will. She will hate every minute of it.
Yeah, she'll hate us.
And as our, parents do, we'll laugh because we find it funny. And
it's like, well, I'm parent your kid. I guess you just kind of got to suffer a little bit through that.
So again, then you have to do stuff with her every day, like put her hands in braces so that her fingers don't
because she's
lose
still,
mobility.
Even with her Botox and even with therapy and stuff, she's still extremely tight.
Well, but they're all for different things. So the hand braces are, for tightness. So she doesn't lose mobility in her thumbs, mainly.
Because I noticed the other day, I was opening up her hand, and she has a spot in the middle or the palm of her hand from where her thumb is constantly.
Wrong hand. It's her other hand. It's where she digs her fingernails into her hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's her other hand, though. It's not her thumb.
No, it's not that.
She has 3 little spots in there from her 3 fingers.
Yep. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
Yep.
But yeah, I was like, what is this? Is this from you clenching your hand?
Yeah, clenching her fist. She has 3 spots permanently in the palm of her hand. So, yeah, those are, the arm braces are for weight bearing. So she can learn to put weight through her arms because she, as we have mentioned before, will 100% not do that. It is not her thing. She absolutely hates it.
And not only that, she just can't, her shoulders.
Yeah.
She just can't.
So it is. It's just to help. We're trying, because we're just trying to help build muscle and
keep what muscle she has and,
and teach her, if she wants to sit up, but she can't because her core's not as strong. She can use her arms, but her arms need to be stronger, and she needs to learn that skill. It's a skill people don't think that you need, but it is, because most
taken
babies
for granted.
just
Because
learn those things. They just
like,
comes to them, and it's easier.
Well, and that's when you see, like, typical kids when they're learning to sit up and learning to crawl and learning to walk. Like, they get wobbly and they've got the wobble, the bobblehead kind of thing, because they're just figuring out how to hold their head up. Because,
I love it so much.
Their
So
little
cute.
bodies are figuring out what they need.
I know.
And it just automatically adjusts and attunes to what
Yeah.
it needs. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, poor Piper, her body doesn't do that, or
doesn't listen to her brain.
it doesn't listen to what she wants it to do for the most part. I mean, there's times when she can move her arms, but you can tell she's focused and she's thinking about it.
You can see it.
You can see
it's a thought process.
And sometimes it breaks my heart because I'm just like seeing how much effort it is just to even play sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, even just to play. Like, it takes so much effort for her. And
it does.
I'm like, oh, kid, if I could switch spots, I would.
So what do weekends look like with you?
Weekends with me, my alarm is set for 7. She usually lets me know before that if she's antsy or if she's already been up for, 2 hours. But if she's been good and she hears my alarm, even if she's just been awake and hanging out, as soon as she hears my alarm, she's like, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
She knows exactly what that sound is. Oh, I heard it. I know you're awake. Now you come get me.
Yep. You get in here and come get me. So yeah, I change her and get her going, get her feed going, give her meds and stuff. She watches her Disney movie. I usually will put her in her chair. We usually don't snuggle until after that little morning routine. Wrap her up in a blanket and put her in her chair in front of the TV and get her feed going. Then after that, we'll usually either go into the bedroom and hang out. She loves to play on the bed.
That's definitely that's a you and a Piper thing.
She loves to play on the bed.
I will take her in there and she gets excited, but it is not the same because you and her just like have a game that you just play with each other.
Oh yeah, I roll her over and I tickle her on her back, and I will also do stretches and stuff with her where I will bring her knees up to her chest and I will make her push against me. Mm-hmm. And it's still, she's using those muscles. She's rotating her hips. She's, but we play because, you push me, push dad.
And she laughs so hard.
She just laughs and she does. And she will do it repetitively. Mm-hmm. And it's, you know what? If she's working and enjoying what she's doing working, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
We'll also lay in the bed and I'll read to her. She's got all these books. Read a chapter or something to her.
Mm-hmm. We do read lots of chapter books to her.
Yeah.
Because, one, if you're any parent who has read children's picture books,
you can only read them so many times.
You can, and you get through them in 30 seconds. Then what?
She loves being read to.
Loves it.
You
ask her, do you want to read? And she will 100%.
Responds.
Yeah.
Gets excited, lifts her arm up, smiles, makes noise. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
She lets you know that she's totally cool with that. Mm-hmm. Then we'll usually make our way back into the living room. If she's been up for a while, she's starting to look a little sleepy by then.
Which is also new.
This is new. Before, this was not a thing.
So this is recently, just after her sickness in January. Her sleep patterns when she's sick always gets thrown off, especially when we have long hospital stays. Because if you've ever been in a hospital, there is no semblance of normal reality in there. So
at 4:30 in the morning, people are coming in and poking and prodding you.
So, and depending on where you are, they're in there every 2 hours or every 4 hours. So it's a lot.
So she's been taking little naps.
Yes, which never.
I feel like she's making up for lost time.
Even today, because this morning she got up at 4:30, and was like, I'm awake. And I said, never going to happen. Good night.
Be awake all you want, but I'm not going to do it with you.
So I don't think she went back to sleep, and I didn't get her till 7. So I did lay her on the couch and turned on the TV and walked away, and she took a nap.
So that's what I'll do is I will either let her snuggle up with me or lay her on the couch and turn on a show for me that I can watch and just chill with her on the couch. And usually if she's tired, like she's been lately, she passes out and takes at least a 30-minute nap now. I mean, and that's been the last couple months.
Yeah.
Which has been nice, but I feel like she needs it. Like you can see she just, rolls over or snuggles into me and just passes out, which, like I said, if that's what you need, whatever. But, and then,
well, sometimes
now that it's warm,
I'll see your mom.
Yes, I was gonna say now that it's warm, I'll take her outside. We'll swing and hang out, or
because she does love to be outside.
She does. She really enjoys being outside. She likes listening to the bird. Like she'll just sit in her chair, and you can tell she's just listening to everything: the cars, the birds, everything.
Yeah.
And now that it's warm, we're also going for drives and seeing my mom, a little more often on the weekends and stuff, because when it's crappy and cold, I'm just trying to keep her from being sick, and I don't want to drive in the shitty ass weather and the stupid people.
And nobody does.
Yeah. So unfortunately, with winter being the way that it is, just kind of sucks because
winter's harder for your mom too. So.
It is. It really upsets her fibro, and I know it sucks for her because she wants to interact and play with Piper, but she's usually just hurting so much. But now that it's warm, I took her over. It was last Saturday, and she hung out with Hannah and Nana, and they went for a walk, and they hung out outside on a swing and stuff. And so, she loves hanging out with my mom. But and then you usually come home and
then we do whatever we do.
Yeah. And then, we just, it's
don't really know what that looks like. It's kind of just depends on the day. Always changes.
Hang
it's
out,
nice. We might go for a picnic.
Go out. Yeah. Like the other day, we went out. We went to Lowe's, picked up some stuff, which she was excited to go to Lowe's.
She just is excited to be in the world.
Get out and go into a store. Because she's
with me all the time in this house or outside of this house in the backyard. I mean, we don't see very many people.
Well, now that it's definitely warming up, we're coming around towards the end of May. We're looking to get in a pool up for her because she loves to swim now.
Oh my goodness, she loves to swim, and I love putting her in the pool, and it's good for her, so it's a win-win situation.
She loves going for walks. She loves going and playing in the pool.
I do outside. Like to go for walks. The problem is again, I put her in a routine. If I got straight up in the morning and went for a walk at 7, it would probably be nice, but now it's getting too warm to go in the middle of the day.
Well, and the great thing is it's sunshine until like 9:30.
Yeah,
so if you can't go in the morning, you can go in the evening.
That's true.
Like 6:30, 7 o'clock with the sun setting, and it's,
Considering she's not going to bed till, 9:30, so.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's go for a walk at 8, because you're not going to bed until 9:30, 10 o'clock anyway. So.
Yeah, that's true. So.
But
the perks of summer. Don't try to put a kid to bed before 9 because the sun is still out.
That was my argument when I was younger. I'm like, why do you want me to go to bed? It's not even nighttime.
It's not even nighttime.
It's 9:30, Jesse. But the sun's still awake.
But
it's I can still be outside playing.
The sky's awake. So I'm awake. So we have to play. That was Frozen for all of you people who don't know what Frozen is. Just throwing that out there. So, I mean, this is not like we want to get super detailed. I could probably break my day down hour by hour because that's how I function. But we won't because that's boring. That's fine. But we just wanted to walk through kind of the things we have to do every day.
Well, she's a typical 8-year-old. She gets bored easy.
Yeah.
So now it's like, great, we did that for 5 minutes. Let's do something else. Great, we did that for 5 minutes. Let's do something else. It's like trying to keep her entertained is just exhausting.
Yeah, there are some days by the end of the day I'm like, I don't know what I did, but I just need to sleep because I'm done.
I think that was yesterday. Last night
I was out.
you were out. You were snoring. You were gone. I was
so super
gosh.
funny. We mentioned in the Mother's Day podcast that I used to make fun of my mom when I was younger about her crying, and now all I do is cry. I used to make fun of my dad about his snoring habits, and I'm sure I snore just like my father. You know, the whole house shakes and you're wondering where the grizzly bear is hiding. Like, that is me.
I feel like there's a monster coming out from under the bed.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
And it's like, and then when you stop for a second, because you do that too, like you won't
That's
take
fun.
a breath.
Oh yeah, no, I've done that. I've woken myself up many
And
times.
I can tell, like, if you like will kind of halfway wake up and you'll be like, ugh.
Sleep apnea
Yeah.
kicking in there.
And I'm like, that's what I think. I'm like, you are your father's child for sure.
Yep. Yeah. I am.
It's even worse when you've had some drinks. Like last night, you had a few drinks, and it was not even 5 minutes, and you're roaring over here, and
I
it's
know.
like, gosh, man, I'm fighting to go to sleep, and you're like just sawing logs.
I had some good sleep.
Good. I'm glad somebody did, because apparently Piper and I did not.
You know what? 90% of the time, I don't sleep worth
I know.
crap.
I'm glad when you can get some sleep.
So when I sleep, I don't feel bad about it. I'm like, whatever. I don't care how I got here. It was fantastic.
See, and I think, like, when Piper hangs out and spends time with my mom and hangs out and spends time with your parents, like when we're not there, like if we go to a movie or something, and like that time is totally different too than like that daily interaction is totally different, and she loves it. Like if it's out of her normal routine and it's like, hey, we're going to go see Gramps and Papa, lights up. And then when we get there, holy shit. Like she's throwing herself and laughing because she hears the dogs barking and she hears Grams. Same when we get to my mom's house. Like her vision's horrible, but she knows just from getting in the car and driving where we're going. The turns, the distance, how long we've been in the car. Like she gets it, all of it. She knows.
But you're right. So being at either of the grandparents' house is a different experience purely because they give her attention in a way that we don't. Because we are her parents.
Yeah, it's a different interaction. Yeah.
And we have other things to do. Their job as grandparents is 100% just to pay attention to her for the next 2 hours while they're watching her and love the crap out of her.
Yeah.
And
love her, give her what they want.
make her hate the fact that she has to come home with us. Like, I feel like that's a grandparent's job, and they do it very well.
Yes, they all do.
So the upside is I think they wear her out because they interact with her in a different way.
The last time that not this last time, the time before last, I went over to my mom's house and my mom was playing with Piper and stuff. And like she was getting into that time frame where she was wanting to take a nap. And my mom's like, man, she looks like she's wanting to go to sleep. I'm like, if you just leave her alone and leave her be, she will. And my mom's like, well, I don't want to do that. Like,
She's like, this is my time. You
Yeah.
will stay awake on my time.
But Piper finally was just like, kind of stopped interacting with her. Like, was just like, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom kind of left her alone. And she did. She probably took like a little 20-minute nap. But I told my mom, I'm like, well, she was sitting with her. I said, well, now you're stuck.
Can't move.
And my mom just looked at me. I was like, no, legit. Like,
Unless
everything
you want to wake
has
her
to
up
stay the same.
and be the asshole.
I'm
Because
like,
that's how you feel. Like, you don't move. You don't change the TV station. You don't turn it off. You don't turn it up.
turn
You
the
do
volume
nothing.
up. Don't turn it down.
You
nothing.
literally just leave it as it was if you want her to sleep.
And it's crazy because like she was younger before she started having like the really bad seizures all the time and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we would have people over like barbecues and stuff. We'd have music going, people laughing, and
Oh, yeah. We'd put her to bed.
Put her to bed, and she would pass out. Didn't give a shit.
Didn't care at all.
Didn't phase her at all.
And she still will.
Oh yeah,
Now.
she will.
Yeah.
But like during the day though, she won't do that with a nap.
Well, no, but of course she's never been a great napper. So.
Exactly. I'm like, with if you're trying to get her to sleep during the day, it does. You have got to let that shit roll. Everything stays the same.
Yeah.
And what really bugs me is the people that'll drive by the house or pull into the neighborhood. And they've got the mufflers. And everything's cool. The TV's going or Alexa's going, whatever. And she's been sleeping for 20 minutes. And then one of those jerk-offs will pull into the neighborhood. And it's like as soon as they pull into the neighborhood, they feel the urge to punch it right in front of the house and make like all the noise and ruckus.
Yeah.
And it wakes her up. And it's like, you bastards.
It's like a typical parent thing to say.
If I could beat you.
We also live on a very busy street. So we hear
It's true.
so
Sirens,
much
Lifelight, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We hear all sorts of stuff. Car accidents.
Car
all
accidents, people arguing on the sidewalk.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
It is amazing. You don't need TV. Just look out the window and watch what these people
get
are
pulled
doing.
over in front of our house like all the time.
Crazy.
But I think that was it for today's episode.
A good, sweet overview.
Just a mellow, non-chaotic episode. I'm sure
Light
you'll find
and fluffy.
You'll find something to, make it all crazy and depressing and cry-worthy next week because.
Well, if you can think of one to outweigh that one, then we're good to go. And I don't. I did have another.
Whatever, Serious Sally.
Serious
Sally.
Except for I'm not, which is funny. Because if I am picking the episodes, it would seem like I'm a serious Sally. But in this relationship, between me and you, you're way more the serious one than me.
Oh, yeah.
I do have to say, I am wearing my dinosaur dress. I bought it for Piper's birthday. I did post a picture for anybody who follows me on Instagram. But I love this dress. And I was out with my mom today shopping, and I cannot even count on both of my hands how many times I got complimented on my dinosaur dress by men and women.
Nice.
So it is a hit.
I spent 3 hours letting a man torture me.
He did pay for that.
Yep, I paid to let a man torture me with a needle.
He's getting his Caleb tattoo done. When it is all finished, we will put a picture up.
Yeah.
And then I am officially next. There's no more getting around it. Let me just clarify this. Right now, so it is recorded. There's no going back on it.
That's fine.
Don't cut this out, Maxwell. We gotta have it.
Don't take, 5 years.
Don't give me that look. I'm your sister.
Just don't take 5 years to get a tattoo.
You know what? We needed the money.
I know. It's true.
So, well, thanks for coming back and listening.
We love that you guys are coming back.
I love it.
We love all of you.
Feel free to tell people about us. I know we're not everybody's...
we are accepting new listeners.
I know that we're not everybody's cup of tea. And we definitely live a life that most people don't care about. That's totally cool. But if you happen upon somebody, throw our name out there. Tell them where they can find us. We would be happy to have a new listener.
We always like a new listener.
Love a new listener. And you can always find me on Instagram and Facebook. Changing the Chances. I'm around. Leave me a message. Anything you want to do.
Yeah. Anybody has any thoughts on anything they'd like us to touch base on or a topic or anything?
Yeah, no, I'm just winging the crap out of it right now. So,
I'm trying to get ideas while I'm at work and stuff. And so, but yeah, again, we love all of you guys. And we look forward to talking with you next week.
Bye.
Bye.